Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari. Thank you. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari. Jaya Giri Varadhari. Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadhari. Jaya Giri Varadhari. Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janarandana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunda Bihari Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava 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 Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Gopi Janaballabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunda Bihari. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanandi. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So reading from Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 32, entitled Entanglement in Fruitive Activities, text number 22. Okay, please repeat. Tasmat tvam sarva bhavena bhajasva parameshtinam tadguna shrayaya bhaktya bhajaniya padambujam. Tasmat tvam sarva bhavena bhajasva parameshtinam tadguna shrayaya bhaktya bhajaniya padambujam. Tasmat tvam sarva bhavena bhajasva parameshtinam tadguna shrayaya bhaktya bhajaniya padambujam. Please chant. Messages. Okay, word for word, please repeat. Tasmat, therefore, tvam, you, devahuti, sarvabhavena, with loving ecstasy, bhajasva, worship, parameshtinam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, tat guna, the qualities of the Lord, ashrayaya, connected with, bhaktya, by devotional service, bhajaniya, worshipable, pada ambujam, whose lotus feet. Translation and purports by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My dear mother, I therefore advise that you take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for His lotus feet are worth worshipping. Accept this with all devotion and love, for thus you can be situated in transcendental devotional service. Purport. The word parameshtinam is sometimes used in connection with Brahma. Parameshti means the Supreme Person. As Brahma is the Supreme Person within this universe, Krishna is the Supreme Personality in the spiritual world. Lord Kapila Dev advises his mother that she should take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, because it is worthwhile. Taking shelter of demigods, even those in the higher positions like Brahma and Shiva, is not advised herein. One should take shelter of the Supreme Godhead. Sarva bhavena means in all loving ecstasy. Bhava is the preliminary stage of elevation before the attainment of pure love of Godhead. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita, Buddha bhava samanvitaha. One who has attained the stage of bhava can accept the lotus feet of Lord Krishna as worshipable. This is also advised herein by Lord Kapila to his mother. Also significant in this verse is the phrase tad gunashrayaya bhaktya. This means that discharging devotional service unto Krishna is transcendental. It is not material activity. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Those who engage in devotional service are accepted to be situated in the spiritual kingdom, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. They at once become situated in the transcendental kingdom. Devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is the only means for attaining the highest perfection of life for the human being. This is recommended herein by Lord Kapila to his mother. Bhakti is therefore nirguna, free from all tinges of material qualities. Although the discharge of devotional service appears to be like material activities, it is never saguna, or contaminated by material qualities. Tad gunashrayaya means that Lord Krishna's transcendental qualities are so sublime that there is no need to divert one's attention to any other activities. His behavior with the devotees is so exalted that a devotee need not try to divert his attention to any other worship. It is stated that the demoniac Putana came to kill Krishna by poisoning him, but because Krishna was pleased to suck her breast, she was given the same position as his mother. Devotees pray, therefore, that if a demon who wanted to kill Krishna gets such an exalted position, why should they go to anyone other than Krishna for their worshipful attachment? There are two kinds of religious activities, one for material advancement and the other for spiritual advancement. By taking shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna, one is endowed with both kinds of prosperity, material and spiritual. Why then should one go to any demigod? Om Ajnanatimarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karochi Vachalam Pangun Lagaite Gurim Yakripatamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabunai Shravanadi Shute Chitte Karya Udai. That Krishna Prema, love for Krishna, is eternally situated within the heart of all living entities. It is not to be gained from any other source. That simply by hearing Shravanadi, this love naturally awakens within the heart. Every conditioned soul in this material world starts their devotional service, starts their bhakti at the stage of Vaidhi. Vaidhi means rules and regulations. It is said that when one becomes duty-bound to following the instructions of the spiritual master, this is actually the first symptom of love for Krishna. When one cannot act in any way contrary to the instructions of the spiritual master, this is actually love, the first signs of love for Krishna. So we hear that there are 5 most potent forms of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. The Panch Anga Bhakti. There's Nam Kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Bhagavat Shravana, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Sadhu Sangha, association of Vaishnavas. Mathura Vas, living in a sacred place, living in Mathura. Of course, anywhere where the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are chanted is as good as living in a dham, living in Mathura. And Shrimutira Shraddhaya Sevana, that's serving the Archa Vigraha, the deity of the Supreme Lord, with great faith. So as gradually one makes advancements in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, performing devotional service, even sometimes against one's will, then eventually one gains a taste, and bhakti becomes more natural, devotional service becomes more natural, and one develops an attachment to devotional service, whatever devotional service one is doing. So then one gradually rises to the platform of Raga Nuga Bhakti, devotional service on spontaneous attachment. It is said that one should not, it is advised that one not attempt to practice Raga Nuga Bhakti unless one is on the platform of Ruchi, that one has a taste. Otherwise, one may commit offenses, may commit aparad. So Raganuga Bhakti means that a sadhaka has chosen a Brajbasi to follow, has imbibed the mood of a Brajbasi and wants to follow in their footsteps. And by practicing Raganuga Bhakti, one gradually rises through the stages of devotional service, asakti, ruchi asakti, and then bhava. So this bhava is the preliminary study, preliminary stage of love of Krishna, the preliminary stage of Krishna prema. There are two different ways that one can come to this stage of bhava. One is through kripa, through mercy, and the other is through sadhana, through practice. So, if one gets the good fortune, actually it's described that one should not sit around and wait for the mercy to descend on them. That Prabhupada likened it to someone getting a honorary degree. That it's that one should not sit around trying to waiting for mercy to descend, but should still practice their sadhana, like they want to attain the perfection in that way. So it's described that the Kripa city, they can attain the mercy through three different ways. There's Vachika, by verbal blessings, by darshan, by glances, darshan dan, by glances, and hrada, heartfelt, unspoken blessings. So these are the three ways that one can attain bhava by mercy. And bhava is described as Shuddha Sattva Visheshatma. It is the ray of pure goodness that enters the heart. It is Premankura. It is the first sprout of prema. And it is Prema Suyangshu, the ray of the sun of prema. So it's described that bhava is like the sun ray, and prema is like the sun itself. So as one gradually, actually, it's described that we hear from the Bhagavatam, from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, that even at the stage of bhava, one should still be very, very careful to nurture their bhakti lata, their creeper of devotional service, through the process of hearing and chanting. We hear how Bharat Maharaj, he attained the stage of bhava, but still he became distracted from his spiritual practice. So there's a great lesson to learn from Bharat Maharaj. So as one gradually rises through the stage of bhava, that bhava becomes condensed or intensified. And that when bhava becomes condensed is called Chandratma, and that is the stage of prema. At this, at the stage of prema, there were actually three qualities or three characteristics of the stage of prema. As I said, one of them, Chandratma, intensified or condensed bhava. Chitta Mashrinya, complete softening of the heart. And also at this stage, there is a change of the mood of the devotee. That mood is changed from tadiya to mamatva. Tadiya means that I belong to Krishna. And mamatva means now Krishna belongs to me. And of prema, of love of God, there are two different types. There's Mahatmya Gyan prema, that's prema mixed with knowledge of Krishna's opulence, like the residents of Dwarka and Mathura. And then there's Kevala prema, that's unmixed, pure, unadulterated prema. It's just like the residents of Vrindavan. So, this bhava, we're hearing how it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that Buddha bhava samanvitaha, that by those that attain bhava, they engage perfectly in devotional service. So when the devotees are very careful. If we want to advance to this stage of bhava, we have to be very careful about what we allow, about this sound vibration we allow to enter our ears. In the next verse in the Bhagavad Gita, we hear Machchita Magata Prana Bodhayanta Parashparam Katayantashtamam Nitam Tushanti Taramanticha, that my devotees are always engaged in conversing about me. And they derive great satisfaction and bliss. So the devotees are always engaged in worshipping Krishna by hearing and chanting about his glories. In today's purport, Srila Prabhupada brings up the pastime of Putana. How Putana, a demoness, she came to kill Krishna. She smeared her breast with poison. But yet Krishna is so kind, so merciful, that he gave her the position of a mother in the spiritual world. Uddhava, in the, I believe, the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says to Vidura, Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jikangsaya payaya dapya sadvi Lebegatim dartutatam tatonyam kimva dayalam shadanam brajema. Alas, how shall I find one more merciful than he who granted the position of a mother to the she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful and prepared deadly poison to be smeared from her to be sucked from her breast. So, the background. Once Narada Muni, he was curious as to find out why Krishna was so merciful to Putana. How did she get this position of a mother in the spiritual realm? So it's described in the Brahma-Vaivarta Purana, how once Narada Muni, he went to see Narayan Rishi. And he inquired from the Rishi, "Can you explain to me how Putana attained this position?" So Narayan Rishi, he explained that actually in a previous life, Putana was the daughter of Bali Maharaj named Ratnamala. And when Vamanadev entered the Yagya arena to beg alms from Bali Maharaj, Ratnamala thought Vamanadev extraordinarily beautiful, and she felt the same attraction to Vamanadev, just like a mother would for her child. And the thought came in her mind that how nice it would be to allow this boy to suck my breast. I would like to feed him just like a mother. But then, when Vamanadev tricked Bali Maharaj and bound him with the ropes of Varuna, Ratnamala, she then wanted to kill him, had such a desire to kill Vamanadev. So in the next life, she took the body of a Rakshasi, Putana, and Krishna fulfilled her desires. And it's a fact, Krishna, he is so merciful. So merciful. Why would anyone want to take shelter of anyone else? Before, when Purushottam Mass started, I think it was like September, I increased my desire. I had a desire to take more shelter of the holy name, and I increased my rounds like this, and I kept that. I kept that up all through Kartik and also into the marathon, the book marathon. And I had a desire to distribute a Srimad Bhagavatam set. And about a week ago, I gave a talk at the Mantra Lounge in Hamilton. And one gentleman, Maori gentleman, turned up. His first time to the Mantra Lounge. His name was Snowy. And anyway, I gave the talk. I entitled the talk "Winners of Wealth," and I spoke on the people that win the lottery, win lots of money, and then I ended it with the wealth of transcendental knowledge. Then contrasting the two. And so Snowy sat down with my friend Dr. Alex, and after dinner, Snowy came up to me and he shook my hand, and he said, I want to thank you, brother, and he said, I'll be back next week to pick up that set of 18 books. Now, I was a bit shocked. I was like, wow, okay. So anyway, what happened is the next morning, on the Saturday morning, myself and Krishna Gopinath, we left Mantra Lounge to come to Auckland. And just after we left, Snowy turned up at Mantra Lounge wanting to pick up the set. So Suchandra was there, and he called me and told me that Snowy had just come round wanting the set, and he got his number. So Suchandra sent me his number, and it was the wrong number. So I was like, oh well, let's just see what happens. And so we came back to Mantra Lounge on Monday, and I was the only one in the ashram, in the place at that time, and just finished cooking dinner, and there's a knock at the door, and I open it, and Snowy is standing there with $500 in his hand. And he explained to me what had happened, that 4 years ago he got a Bhagavad Gita, and it was sitting on his shelf all that time, and then just 3 months ago he picked it up and started reading it. 2 days before he came to the Mantra Lounge, he finished reading the Bhagavad Gita. And he had absolutely no idea that Mantra Lounge had any relationship to Bhagavad Gita. So he turned up at the Mantra Lounge, and he said that he took it as the Srimad Bhagavatam was to be his next lesson. So I loaded the Srimad Bhagavatam set into his car, and he was so happy to get these books. The most amazing thing is, as he was leaving, he said to me, hey bro, you know that story in the Bhagavad Gita? The one where Garuda is helping that little bird? I said, oh, you mean the sparrow? He said, yeah, that's right. He said, I feel just like that little bird, just being like helped along. I said, bro, I know, I feel exactly the same way. Because maybe you know that Devamrita Swami has named this marathon the Garuda Marathon. And he just happened, of anything in the Bhagavad Gita he could have said, he just happened to say that, to bring up that story of Garuda. I was like, that was truly amazing. Truly amazing. Okay, I'll stop there. Is there any questions or comments? Anyone would like to add anything? Yes, Machikunda.
Thank you so much for sharing your consciousness with us, and see that it's your own practice of your own bhakti that's allowing you to actually get this down to the instructions of the spiritual master is a first symptom of love of Krishna. I guess that answers the question. Do you experience
I'd-
like love for Krishna while going through an outward training?
No matter what stage of bhakti one is in, one should always have the goal in mind. Otherwise you'll start thinking, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I slogging it out for, because if you don't have the goal in mind, then you'll start questioning, why are you going through this austerity? Why am I waking up early in the morning? Why am I attending the morning program? Every day we should be reminding ourselves, what is the goal? Why am I here? Yeah, Prabhupada says that in the Bhagavad Gita, in the first chapter. When a man is in a bewildering condition, he thinks, why am I here? So if you don't know what your purpose is, what your goal is, then you're going to start questioning your reason for being in the association of devotees. So it's very important to keep reminding oneself about what the goal is. Yes, and we may not be experiencing the Astasatvika Bhav yet, but just the desire to want to attain that is very special. In due course of time, by steady practice, everything will become manifest. The example is given of the ripe mango and the unripe mango. The only difference is time. If the unripe mango is in the right environment, if it's on the windowsill in the sun, then gradually over time it will ripen up. So if we keep the goal in mind and we stay in the right association, in the right environment, then gradually over time these symptoms of love will develop. Okay, thank you for your question. Yes?
You were talking about Tadiya and
Mamatva.
I was just wondering if there's a difference between the Raja Prema in terms of the Vaikuntha Prema. In Vaikuntha, do they also develop the mood of Krishna is mine? Of course, during the tour, which in addition gave, which Loka never be like, Kapila is mine, the Singadev is mine. Or is it more Tadiya, the mood of Vaikuntha is I am the Lord's? It seems like I'd imagine it would be just a Raj kind of thing, because it seems highly intimate.
Yes, I agree. I haven't heard anything about those details. But yes, it seems like that mood, that mood of Krishna belongs to me. Actually, this is even in Vrindavan, what to speak of Vaikuntha, that Chandravali is in the mood of Tadiya. This is the difference between Chandravali's group and Srimati Radharani's group. That Chandravali is in the mood of Tadiya, that I belong to Krishna. Whereas Srimati Radharani is in the mood of Krishna belongs to me. So yes, I think that mood of mamatva is very intimate. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you kindly for your attention. Kantaraj Shrimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Thank you.